Hey everyone, young and old, and all ages in between. Hey, this is the Real World Prepper. Thank you for stopping by for a few minutes this evening. I want to share something with you that I think is pretty important information that we need to hear, that we are not hearing, and that we will not hear from our insulated United States of America and the media that we have, okay? And so here it is. Let me explain what this is. Okay, there is a patriot that I have gotten to know through email and stuff, who happens to subscribe to my channel and some of the others that you guys undoubtedly know of course, Zombie Farmer, Guns Coast to Coast, some others. He follows some of this stuff the same that we do, just what's going on in the world and reasons to prep and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Lies and deceit from our politicians and government officials and leaders, or as he puts it in this email, managers. And I want to share an email that he sent with me where he explains about an adult son of his that he has that is a teacher in Wuhan, China, and has been for 3 years or so. And let me just read it to you because I think it's very interesting. All right. He says, hey RWP, just watched your live stream with Zombie. It was a good one. I agree it was. Go check it out if you hadn't. He said, he goes on then to say, and this is not about Wuhan, but just about the state of the world today. It's a explanation into that a little bit, or an example. He says he personally had to delete his previous account and everything attached to it due to doxing from online adversaries. Deleted all his contact info via his mail carrier and social media, etc. I'm kind of leaving some of the names out. And he went to a new secured account and so on and so forth. So there's that, which I find interesting. Well, not interesting. It's par for the course, I suppose, today. So anyway, he goes on. He says, I wanted to update you first. I wanted to update you firsthand info from Wuhan, China. My youngest son, who's 31, has been a teacher in Wuhan at a very prestigious private school for 3 years. He has been to 32 countries in a short lifetime. He has no desire to give up his U.S. citizenship, but he truly questions what the U.S. is and is not doing. Now, I'm going to interject this. I take that to mean that it is from an international perspective, or a foreign perspective, if you will, that how he's seeing how other countries, having traveled to 32 different countries and living in Wuhan, China for the last 3 years, has given him a perspective from locals, from the way they put their news out and things of that nature, to that probably is a view that we don't get here in the United States, again, in the insulated United States. So I find that an interesting aspect. But anyway, he has no desire to give up his U.S. citizenship, but he truly questions what the U.S. is and is not doing. He arrived from Wuhan back at my farm for a vacation that was planned months ahead. Coincidentally, he landed on January 21st, 2020, just days before the lockdown in China, and then shortly later in the U.S. He went back to China 4 weeks ago. He spent 2 weeks in quarantine in a government hotel in Shanghai, similar to like a Best Western, it says, here in the States. Not high-end, but definitely not a flea bag. He was not allowed to leave his room for 14 days. Food and water were brought to him 3 times a day. He was tested every 2 days, and then after 2 weeks, he was allowed to travel in and around and throughout Wuhan and go back to work. In the last 2 weeks, he's been in Wuhan working. So apparently he was quarantined so he went back 4 weeks ago, so 2 weeks quarantine, 2 weeks he's been back in the populace. Remember that Wuhan has a population of 11 million people. That is almost 2 times that of New York City. I spoke with my son this morning, my time, via WhatsApp regarding what he is seeing firsthand in daily life in Wuhan the last 2 weeks and what he's hearing from others in China. And here's what he had to say. Wuhan, China is wide open. Businesses, restaurants, bars, arenas, office complexes, shopping centers, hardware stores, whatever they got, it's open. Virtually no one wears a mask anywhere. Virtually no one wears a mask anywhere. He, the son, wears a mask when he's on the elevator that he takes. I'm assuming, he has a regular elevator that he has to ride daily or on work days. He wears a mask on an elevator out of respect for the Chinese, so that they don't think that he's a foreigner bringing the disease in, but otherwise he doesn't wear a mask at all. Like I said, all businesses are open, bars, everything, no masks, no social distancing, nothing. The COVID Pass app was used extensively in April and in May, when it came out, and used in April and in May, and is literally no longer used. If there is a case in a neighborhood, they lock it down immediately. There is no secret vaccine that they're giving anyone, and they do not mandate that anyone foreign or domestic take a shot. He went to an IKEA mall, which of course in China is a foreigner-owned and operated business, and there he was asked to show his COVID Pass app on his phone. He told them that he didn't have the app, and he had his temp taken then by an infrared thermometer and was allowed to shop. So they didn't give him any grief there. They asked him about the app, said he didn't have it. They said, okay, boop, scanned him and go on. No mask. The only infections being seen in China now are from Chinese expatriates that are coming back to China and testing positive during their quarantine in Shanghai at government hotels. Everyone coming into China has to go through Shanghai first. Also, there are cases popping up at the border of India, but it is a bit more porous than the other surrounding border countries there at the India border in China. Schools are wide open, literally and figuratively. They keep the windows open and have enhanced the HVAC systems because before COVID, there was a ton of air pollution, so all the windows were closed all the time. During the 72-day lockdown in Wuhan, people had their food delivered every 3 days by government employees. Unlike the U.S., the Chinese population is very compliant to government mandates. I think we knew that. Unlike the U.S., the Chinese people are very compliant to what their government has to say and mandate upon them. There's also only one political party versus 2 in the U.S., or as he says in the email, or up to 5 depending on who you talk to in the U.S. So unfortunately, due to our managers, not leaders, managers, and the people, and we're talking about the hysteria, as it were, of much of the population regarding this, and then our managers, I like the way you put that, our managers, and that's what they are, not our elected officials, our politicians, our leaders, it's managers. So due to the managers and the crazy people in the U.S., he says, we are screwed. While our competitors are back to the old normal, leaving us in the U.S. grappling with our ever-changing new normal. Now, I found that just to be extremely interesting. I realize that's just one man's take, secondhand from his son, but I mean, come on. It's, I don't think it to be an untrustworthy, I know the gentleman who sent me the email, the patriot who sent me the email is on the up and up, and I assume his son is too. And this, frankly, it sounds like a reasonable take on it. Again, I realize it's just one person's take, but it is one who's an international traveler and an international citizen, particularly one that is for the last 3 years in Wuhan, China. So look around and ask questions about why your government here is doing what they're doing and telling you have to do it too. I realize that some states have been relaxing some of their protocols, but the scuttlebutt is, and you all have heard it I'm sure, the scuttlebutt is we are about to go into a lockdown that is more intense than the one we experienced months ago, as well as shortages that are going to come out of that, and unemployment and all of the things that come to break down your physical and mental capacities and just break you down as an individual. I don't think that is by accident. I think that's on purpose. So watch this back. Listen again to what this guy said, to what the guy over in Wuhan said when he reported to his father these things, and think about what your government is doing and why they're doing it, and how it points out that we really are the guinea pigs and the victims and the subjects of all of this stuff that's going on. It's all by design. It's all a plan. I don't think any of this stuff is by coincidence. And I don't have all the facts by any means. None of us do, really. But question everything and pay attention to what's going on. And I want to thank you so much for watching this video. I want to thank my friend who sent me that information. You know who you are. And join me on Patreon if you hadn't come over there. Like and subscribe here on this video or any of my videos. Just check out my channel. I appreciate all you guys. All you guys that came over from Zombie from the live stream the other night. Thank you so much. And hope you enjoyed this. Talk to you soon. Real World Prepper. Peace out.